patient. It's not going to happen overnight. You can't walk in there and quit your job and then expect to renovate. You need to be able to get funds either for loans or at the very least a few $1,000s for solicitors' letters, etc. So it's not going to happen immediately. It's not going to happen immediately. Be patient. We are oversold on speedy results, completely misled, I believe. So let's take a look at the 3 things that you need to actually get this thing off the ground. You need to understand about delayed gratification. There was a guy that I used to go to these property events years ago, and a guy called Steve McKnight brought this to my attention. It was exactly what I was doing, really, Brett and I, was we were doing without a few of the finer things in life in the short term, knowing that we would be set up, well and truly set up to live a nice life with decent cash flow and to be ready for retirement in the long term. This is why kids can't get their deposits together, and this is why kids can't make a start, because delayed gratification means you're going to miss out on a few things in the short term. So if you want to get a deposit together, you're probably going to have to look really closely about the types of drinks you buy when you're out, cocktails. Strike them off your list for a little while, not forever. The types of restaurants you go to, if at all. Perhaps you eat at home and go out for coffee and cut expenses that way. It's all about doing without for a little while, knowing that the big picture is worth it. And this is where a lot of people won't go through this period of discomfort to actually see the bigger picture. And it's so important that you understand it's just part of the process. And if you do that, it will happen. And you need to want it bad enough. You need to want it bad enough in your gut and your heart to really push through and learn more and hang with the people who can take you there, and be brave when you're buying properties and be active when you're perhaps renovating and all that kind of stuff. You've just got to you want it bad enough to make the steps that you need to step through to get there. And when opportunities are put in your path, and you need to jump for them, you need to understand that they're there for a reason, that it's not a coincidence. When things are thrown in your path that can take you from where you are now to where you want to be in a shorter amount of time, then jump on those opportunities, but understand that there's going to be some exchange of energy in getting you there. You're going to have to work towards it once you're there. So delayed gratification, save your pennies and put your pennies towards something greater, and understand that, property investment and development, it does take time. You need to want it bad enough to commit to it, and you need to be consistent in anything that you do. Just hone your skills, hone your craft, be consistent, turn up, show up, learn more and do more. So here are today's headlines. I just was so amused when I read these today, and I think this is such a big problem in our society, particularly with the youngies. Here you go. I just actually had a bit of a search around today, and here's what I was faced with. Make $1 million in a year. Make $1 million in a year. Man, that's a clickable headline. That would make a lot of people go, oh, okay, how can I do that? Inside that make $1 million in a year will be some kind of job opportunity, work opportunity, MLM, whatever it is, all of which require a great amount of effort, learning, concentration, focus, and energy, all of which. I actually don't want to say that you can't make $1 million in a year, because I know that you can. And I've seen many people that have done it, done it myself. So I know that you can make $1 million in a year with these strategies, but I know that most people won't go through the delayed gratification to actually get there. 4-hour work week. I love this. Fantastic. I'm about 56 hours over at the moment. The truth is, at some point, you've got to throw yourself into it for a while until you get your business, your life, your properties to an extent where you can drop back to 4 hours. Is that possible? Yeah, 100% that's possible. But again, delayed gratification is going to take a while to get there. Build passive income streams, how to become a millionaire. That's another one that came up. Passive income streams, just like rental income from property. They're passive. I've got properties here and in New Zealand. I've got properties in New Zealand I haven't visited since 2008, and they put money in my bank account every month consistently and have since 2004. So passive income streams, yeah, I've got plenty. But at some point, Brett and I went through the discomfort of going to New Zealand, finding these properties, doing a bit of a fixing up on them and getting them rented. And, we talk to real estate agents here and there if something comes up. But essentially, we're not on the ground all the time over there. We are not working per hour for the income that comes from those properties. But hey, at some point in the little line of life, there's an energy exchange. The 8 ways young people can get rich. Oh, I didn't bother reading it. I don't even know. Crypto, something else. Look, they all work, but they all are a craft on their own. They all are a genre and a learning and a niche that if you want them to work, you've got to fully invest and engage. And if you're going to start investing in shares and all that kind of stuff, it's up to you. 9 things you can do in your 20s to retire in your 30s. I love it, the way that they talk to young people these days and tempt them. Look, honestly, it's all about getting stuck in. It's all about starting something that you believe in. It's all about being patient, not expecting it all to happen inside 12 months. Property is a slow game. It's a long game. Renovation is the fastest way to add chunks of cash in the renovation space. Even property development takes 18 months, 2 years to get your money back. When you're talking about doing a renovation, I know people that have been in and out in 4 weeks and then they've sold the property and their money is returned to them plus profit. So it is the leading strategy in the property space to getting money back fast. However, there's an exchange of energy. And you can get to the point where you're not so hands-on, but that takes a little while. So I'm all about being open and transparent about what's involved in renovation. Can you quit your job based on renovating? 100%. Can you do it in the first 6 months? You're probably not likely to do that. I just want everyone to be patient. And, Tony Robbins just says it so perfectly here. Most people overestimate what they can do in a year and underestimate what they can do in 2 or 3 decades, or even 1 decade. 10 years with solid property investing. And if you're active in it, even if you're starting from ground zero, is plenty to take you to the stratosphere if you focus all of your energy and your learnings in that one space. Thank you for tuning in. If you haven't already, don't forget to listen to our podcast. You can look that up on Spotify. You can look that up also. I've got some recordings in YouTube, lots of stuff in YouTube under Renovate and Real Estate. And if you wanted to talk to me about transitioning from your day job into renovating full-time, or maybe just using renovation as a side hustle to start to grow some income, and you're prepared to stick in some delayed gratification to have a good go at it, then yeah, I'm always happy to chat. Thanks, guys. Have a gorgeous day.